Happy Mother's Day, my beautiful bitches. What's up?
That's all you got?
What?
That's it?
What else am I supposed to say?
I don't know.
I hope everybody is having a wonderful Mother's Day. It's a great day.
It is a great day.
Yeah.
So what episode are we on?
26. Like, yes, there's more than 28 like on our list, but the actual case is 26.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers to another.
We were going
arguing.
back and forth on that. Today is another pickle shot, not spicy. Cheers to Mother's Day and Miners and Mayhem.
Yay.
Whew. Mamma mia. It's a little.
I had a shiver.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back to Miners and Mayhem, a true crime podcast.
Did everybody hear that O.J. Simpson died?
That's yesterday's news.
Well, we haven't covered a case for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson died.
And
may he rot in hell where he belongs because he's a murderer.
Yeah, because Jelly Roll's wife, Bunny, I think one of her sugar daddies was like one of OJ's lawyers.
Okay.
And he did it. He was guilty.
Oh, I know.
But they covered it up. Yeah, that I listened to Bunny's podcast about that.
Oh, she's got a podcast?
Yeah, The Dumb Blonde.
Oh, I haven't heard it yet. Oh, I'll check it out.
She's
Is
awesome.
She funny?
Yeah. Yes, very funny. What do you got for true crime news?
Well, I'm not even there yet. You didn't let me finish my
intro. Shit, sorry. It just popped in my noggin.
Welcome back to Miners and Mayhem, a true crime podcast where minors become murderers. I'm Eden, and with me is my daughter and co-host today, Brianna.
Hi, that's me. What's up, bitches?
Okay, in true crime news, a Florida woman allegedly tied up her adopted son's hands behind his back, threw him in the pool, and then beat him to death. Information on this and other crimes can be found at truecrimedaily.com.
Did you read it more into it?
I did not. Because I figured if you wanted to know, I don't even know if I want to know. I don't like that kind of crap.
How old was he?
4, I think.
Oh,
he was just a little. But why go through all the trouble adopting? It's not easy, is it? No, it's not easy to adopt, I don't think. Why go through all that trouble and then...
It can take years to adopt.
That's what I don't know because I've never adopted, but I don't think it's an easy feat. Wow. What a piece of shit. So you wanted a child so bad that you went out and adopted, but then you did this? I didn't want to know anymore. That was enough for me. So
I had other stuff that I was gonna talk about, but I can't remember them.
Well, we're putting the banter at the back, so you'll think of it.
Yeah. Oh. Gonna tell our listeners what happened the other day? Real quick? Why?
No, because we're not gonna banter in the front. Don't roll your eyes at me.
Fine. What are we doing today?
Thank you. We are doing the heinous crimes of J. Kelly Pinkerton. So, for this episode, we're going to Amarillo, Texas, home of the Cadillac Ranch and the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame and Museum. In 2022, the population of Amarillo was approximately 201,000 residents.
What year?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh, I thought you said a year.
In 2022, the population was approximately 201,000.
Okay.
Amarillo is also known as the Yellow Rose of Texas.
Amarillo by morning.
Yeah. We're going back to the year 1979. We're throwing back. Events at that time included the 25th anniversary of Playboy magazine, the death of icon John Wayne, and the premiere of The Dukes of Hazzards on CBS. Bo and Luke Duke.
I still haven't seen Dukes of Hazzard.
The original, the sitcom one? You haven't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you must. There's a beagle on there.
A beagle.
You must. Fashion trends included bell bottoms, mini skirts, pantsuits, platform shoes, and sequins. And the most popular hairstyle in 1979 was curly bangs. So J. Kelly Pinkerton was born February 14th, 1962. And what a shame to Valentine's Day. Just saying. To Jean and Margie Pinkerton. Now, this family suffered its share of heartbreak. Over the years, they lost 4 sons.
Ooh.
At just 5 months of age, Michael suffocated after falling off a bed and getting tangled in the sheets. At age 11, Kenneth was sent to his bedroom as a form of discipline. You know, go to your room. And he hanged himself on the light fixture at age 11. And sons 21-year-old Roger and 15-year-old Alan were killed in a car accident. Before the end of this episode, Jean and Margie will suffer one more loss of a son.
What the hell?
I couldn't imagine losing one child. But
no.
4 of them?
I would think I was cursed or something.
As I go on, I'll get to it. Okay. I wonder if all of that loss didn't have something to do with her behavior later.
Okay.
So, by the age of 17, Jay had dropped out of school to work as an apprentice butcher. There really was not much information on his early childhood, so I cannot tell you much about his upbringing. The Pinkertons were said to be a close-knit family that kept to themselves and did not interact with the neighborhood. Margie was said to be very protective of her son. And
rightfully so.
And anything Jay got into trouble for was the police officers were to blame. Jay was never punished for any wrongdoings. And I'm wondering if this has something to do with all of the suffering that she went through from the loss of those 4 boys. This is just speculation, that she's that protective and just...
He can do no wrong.
He can do no wrong, yeah. Even though he was a schmuck. I do know that he was no stranger to local law enforcement. He was known for trespassing, window peeking, and burglaries.
Peeping Tom.
Breaking into homes to burglarize really was not his top priority. It was about the women. He liked to spy on the women and break into their homes and masturbate on their beds. So it seems to me this fella had something misfiring upstairs.
Yeah.
But there's really not a lot of background on that. Sarah Dawn Lawrence, age 30, and her husband, 33-year-old David, had 3 small children. On October 26, 1979, Sarah took her kids to a Halloween celebration at the elementary school that was just like a block away from their home. After this, she took her 3 children home and tucked them into bed for the night. Sarah took a bath, relaxed on the couch, turned on the TV, and waited for her husband to get home from work. He had called a bit earlier and said he should be home sometime around 11. At 11:30 p.m., police responded to David and Sarah's home after David reported he had found his wife dead. Thankfully, their 3 children were in their beds unharmed. Unfortunately, it would be almost a year before her killer would be arrested. Sarah was lying face up on the living room floor, underwear rolled down around her right leg, and her legs were spread. Her neck was slashed. She had 30 stab wounds, including some to her face. It appeared as though one stab wound in her stomach had been sexually assaulted, as semen was found in the wound.
So he stabbed her stomach and the semen came out of the
No,
cut?
he stabbed her stomach and he screwed it. You all right?
Oh my.
Okay.
What the fudge?
Her corpse was raped, and there was post-mortem mutilation. Court testimony reports that her breasts were cut off, but this was the testimony of another jailhouse. So I don't know if it's true or not, but the autopsy report did say post-mortem mutilation, so it could very well be true. Her wounds were actually still actively bleeding when her husband arrived. Missing from the house was a large Bowie knife and Sarah's purse. A bloody palm print was found on the inside of Sarah's thigh, one on the coffee table, and blood on the windowsill. Detectives followed a trail of footprints to Pinkerton's house, and when officers knocked on the door, they were informed that Jay was not at home. And when the officers tried to question Margie, the mom that thinks her son can do no wrong, she basically slammed the door in their face. She felt like the police officers were just harassing her son. So,
oh, my stomach is turned upside down.
Officers left and shortly came upon Jay walking. When officers stopped, Jay fled on foot. Now, Officer Tenbrink pursued, and apparently you do not flee from this officer. He runs 5 miles a day just for the fun of it.
Oh.
So Jay had absolutely no chance at outdistancing or outrunning Officer Tenbrink. Tenbrink caught him, and Jay was questioned, but he refused to say one word. He was unusually calm and very arrogant. He was printed. They also laid out paper and had Jay lie on the paper and collected evidence. This evidence should have convicted Jay right there, but it did not happen that way. Jay was actually released the very next day. Margie brought a lawyer in, and they intimidated the captain into releasing Jay. Officers are sure they had their man, but they felt they did not have enough proof.
So the evidence pointed to Jay.
It did, but here's the deal. Now, this is back in 1979. There's no DNA, there's no CODIS, there's no APHIS, there's nothing like that back in 1979. So when they compared prints, they did all that stuff by magnifying glass and by hand. And they just didn't feel they had the match that they needed or something. So the autopsy report showed Sarah suffered 30 stab wounds or more to her arms, shoulders, neck, back, left hand, face, and abdomen. The cause of death was a stab wound to the neck with transection of the hyoid bone and larynx and associated asphyxia. With reference to the abdominal it's not an abdominal snowman, abdominal wound, it was stated that the introduction of a male penis into the wound would be compatible with the evidence that was found. The vagina was also distended, and that something cylindrical in shape had been introduced into the vagina after death, possibly a penis, meaning sex with the corpse. Any questions so far? I need a drink, so.
Can I go puke?
Well.
Golly.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Now, had it been, what bothers me most, well, I'll talk about it after. On April 9th, 1980, approximately 6 months after Sarah's murder, Sherry Lynn Hales Welsh, age 25, was found deceased in her family's furniture store, which she managed. Sherry was a local beauty pageant participant who married her high school sweetheart, Tex Welsh. Sherry also was killed in a very similar manner as Sarah. Her clothes were neatly folded and placed on a nearby couch. She was stabbed over 30 times. They believe she was raped from behind while simultaneously being stabbed in the back. After Sherry's death, the FBI became involved. They compared the palm prints and got a match to J. Kelly Pinkerton. In May of 1981, J. Pinkerton was convicted of capital murder and sentenced to death. J. Pinkerton, at 24 years old, would become one of the youngest people to be executed in Texas since the return of the capital punishment in the 1970s. J. Pinkerton would be executed by way of lethal injection on May 15th, 1986.
So how old was he when he committed these crimes?
17.
And he didn't die until he was 24?
Yep, he didn't sit on the death row very long. 7 years. His last words to his father, who was a witness of his execution, was, "Be strong for me. I want you to know that I'm at peace with myself and with my God," Pinkerton said. He recited a prayer to Allah, the supreme being of Islam. "I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. With your praise, I ask for forgiveness and I return unto you," Pinkerton said. And then he said, "I love you, Dad." And Jean replied, "Bye, Jay."
Wow.
But the thing about this is, if it was kind of bungled, that first. That's the case, you guys. If anybody doesn't want to listen to our theories and our banter, now's the time to cut out. That was the end of it. But so now we can go on and just talk about it.
So there wasn't much like childhood history, but what was like his motive for any of this? He never said?
Nope. There was nothing.
Do you think his overprotective mom, like being a helicopter mom, like that could have something to do with it? Or was it because of all the trauma that he went through losing his brothers?
I think that could go either way or be a combination of both. He's definitely a sexual deviant. That came from somewhere. Now, not knowing his past.
Yeah.
Was he abused as a child by somebody, a
Sexually
relative?
abused,
Yeah.
physical abuse?
We don't know.
That's interesting.
And we will probably never know.
Probably not.
And one thing that there was a relative of Sarah's, I think an aunt.
Is that the first one?
Yeah. She actually said that, I can't say her exact words because I don't have them written down, but in a nutshell, she basically said she feels terrible that she's sitting there waiting for somebody to die, but she couldn't wait for it to happen and to hear that he was dead. This was outside of the execution.
Wait, what? She was excited
that he was going to be put to death.
But what did you say before that, though?
She didn't feel right about feeling happy or satisfied that somebody was actually going to die and waiting for that person to die, but she was glad he was dead.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't think Sherry would have had to die if this wouldn't have been so bungled. Like the fingerprints, why couldn't you make a match? The FBI made a match. And from what I understand, this bungled investigation or whatever happened, it actually led up to them making a special unit for investigating those kind of crimes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
How did Jay's mom threaten the chief? Like, what did she say to him? to
It
make
didn't
her
go into detail, but I think it was something about not having evidence to hold him. Either charge him or let him go. And if you if you charge somebody for something and you try them and they get off, that's it. It's double jeopardy. You can't try them again. So it was better.
Smart for them.
Smart to let him go because they didn't feel they could win in court. But unfortunately, another person lost their life because of it.
Right. That's a shitty thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if he
like it was smart for them not to like screw up and him not be convicted.
Right.
But it sucks because another mother had to die.
Yep. I don't know if she was a mom. The second one. She was married in 25 and married.
But I thought wasn't she waiting for her kids from the Halloween party or something?
No, that was the first one, babe.
Oh, it was. Oh.
Yeah. Her kids were in the house when this happened.
Oh.
Her children were in bed.
Oh, okay.
The second one, she was closing up her family's furniture store.
Oh, that's right.
And he killed her at the furniture store.
That's right.
But I totally feel like if they would have, I don't know. This was screwed up.
Either way you look at it, there's pros and there's cons.
Yeah. The second one shouldn't have lost her life if things were done right the first time.
Right. Damn.
But it is so weird when you look at pictures of him. He's a typical, almost nice looking, jock looking fella from that era.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me go look at pictures. Okay, Kelly Pinkerton.
It just goes to show that you just cannot look at a person and see that they are a deviant, or murderer, or anything.
Well, that's just like Ted Bundy. I mean,
everybody thought Ted Bundy was so good looking. I thought he was ugly.
I don't think
he looked like a nerd to me.
I don't think he's attractive at all.
Mm-mm.
At all.
Didn't he look like a jock?
Yeah. Like
from
a
that
baseball
era?
player, jock looking kind of dude. Yeah.
Yeah. It is just crazy.
So next week is going to be a little different.
Oh gosh. Yes, it is.
I am leaving. And Mom is going to have to have somebody fill in. So
I don't know who that person is. Anybody want to email and volunteer to be my co-host next Sunday so I don't have to do it by myself?
Yeah. Also, whenever my husband and I did that case on Danny LaPlante, we need to figure out or incorporate a trivia question of some sort or some type of challenge for our listeners so they can get a free sweatshirt. Or
I know, I haven't thought of anything yet.
I haven't even.
It's got to be fair.
Right.
I just haven't thought of anything.
Me neither. Have we gotten stickers made yet?
No. We haven't got pens made. We haven't got stickers made. You were supposed to design the pens.
Yeah, that was hard. It was hard. But I'll try to figure something out.
Yeah,
but it'd be nice to have like a sweatshirt, stickers, and like a pen or something.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be cool.
Just a matter of getting her done.
Right.
I'm telling you.
We're both so busy, especially now that the weather's being nice and like it's gonna be so chaotic now.
Work is the devil.
Yeah, your work, but
I work too much.
I have summers off. Well, not necessarily. I'll work 1 day a week throughout the summer, but
not me.
That's not bad.
Not me. But my sub will have more days off in the summer, so I can probably take some more time off this summer.
You probably should.
I know. Like, I'll let her have as many hours as she wants this summer. Because in the wintertime, she can only work 1 day a week.
Yeah.
But in the summertime, she's available after the 7th of June. So this summer, I may take extra days off, which will even out the grind from the wintertime.
They don't get out of school till June 7th.
She's going to do summer school.
Oh.
She's going to help teach it.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But are we done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you enjoyed our episode, and I know it wasn't that great of an episode, I wish I could have given you more, but it just wasn't there.
It was short.
Yep.
But holy shit, was it heinous.
Yes, very.
Like,
very.
Sorry for not giving the trigger warning, but
probably should
you
have had a
should
trigger
know
warning.
by now that we don't leave out the nasty, gruesome stuff, because
it needs to be heard if they can go through it, right?
Yep.
It needs to be heard.
Who says that? Is that a
Suffer the Little Children? She said if they can live,
children?
if they can go through it, we can damn well listen to it.
Yep. And that's our motto too. We don't leave it out.
Yep. No, it can be heard.
Yeah.
When I do these cases and research these cases and read the autopsy reports, I cannot, and you know dang well, the first victim, Shelley, was her name Shelley? Sarah, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. She was a mom of 3. You know that she didn't scream or anything because I'm sure she didn't want to bring attention to her children and have her children come out, because what would have happened to her kids?
Right.
So you know that she went through all of that.
Well, obviously he's like sex motivated. But he also took her purse. So like
convenient. I don't know.
It's sick.
It is very sick. So please leave us a rate and review. It helps other like-minded crime lovers find us. If you'd like to contact us for case suggestions, constructive criticism, or for any reason like you want to be my co-host next Sunday. And I won't do video. I won't do video next Sunday, just for you guys. It's not going to happen. You can email us at minersofmayhem@gmail.com or via our Facebook page. If you don't follow us on Facebook, you can type in Miners of Mayhem in the search bar and find us, and case photos and links to, I haven't put up links to our YouTube channel. If you'd rather watch, just type in Miners of Mayhem on YouTube and it'll pop up.
Then you can watch how we speak out loud with our facial expressions.
Yeah, that's the bad part. I mean,
we always rewatch our podcast, or episode, I should say, to make sure like it sounds good, it looks good, nothing is cutting out or anything like that. And we end up laughing because of our facial expressions they just get.
That one day you were just sitting there and then you went.
I know. I'm excited to watch this one back because of when you told me that, I just went. So yeah, if you want to watch us,
you can do that on YouTube. And I will put the link to our episode for Spotify on Facebook. In the meantime, please refrain from being pond scum. Life is too short, and keep your happy asses safe out there. And Brianna, you better tell everybody you're going to miss them while you're in Disney World.
Yes, I'm going to miss everybody. Before we quit, what happened out at the golf course, Ma?
No, it's embarrassing.
No, it's not. Tell them.
No.
Mom met a listener.
I did meet a listener, and I'm not going to say her name because I didn't ask or anything like that, but it was kind of embarrassing and fun at the same time because we were out at the golf course. My husband had golfed in a tournament. And I went out there after I got off work and I was just hanging out and they were going to go golf some more. Of course, everybody had been drinking by then, except for me, obviously. And they were going to go for another round of golf just for the fun of it. And they wanted to know if I wanted to go. And I'm like, oh, and Dad goes, oh, I know, you got to go work on your case, don't you? And I said, yeah, I got to work on my case. Well, this young lady was standing next to me and she goes, case? What do you do? And I said, oh, I do a podcast. And she's like, you do? What podcast? And I said, Miners of Mayhem. And she goes, oops, sorry. That's you? That's you? And then she goes, can I shake your hand? I feel like I'm standing by a celebrity. And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, I'm getting all nerdy. It was so cute.
So this is the second time my mom has met a fan, a listener, without me. I'm never there.
I'm sorry.
I hopefully one day I'll get to meet some.
It's funny because
fans.
Really, the listeners that listen and don't watch it, they don't know our faces.
That's true.
It's very true. I mean, she just, that's you? Yeah. It was embarrassing and cute at the same time.
Oh, I love that story.
Yeah, I had to
So
call
shout out to you for meeting my mom.
Yes.
So
okay.
All right.
We'll see you next week. I don't know who my co-host will be. It might just be me and my dog. But see you next Sunday.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.